Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, the Nui channel. A quick life update. I really like this new job, but cold calling is so stressful. And some days my vocal cords actually feel shredded when I get home. So here's a tip for my fellow call center workers. Gargle with salt water before and after your shift. ChatGPT says to avoid throat numbing sprays because if your throat is numb, you might overexert it without realizing. To me, that sounds like good advice, but ChatGPT is not exactly reliable, if you know what I mean. So back to today's episode, I've actually been feeling some major FOMO when it comes to reality TV. I think conversation starters like how's the weather were replaced with did you watch the new season of a long time ago? And usually I can keep up, but not reality TV. My shows used to be Survivor, The Biggest Loser, America's Next Top Model, but I don't think I watched more than 5 seasons of any of these, and besides, no one is talking about these shows anymore. Reality TV today is Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Love is Blind, Love Island, Reality Housewives of wherever. It's not just that it's fake drama, it's badly acted, over the top, and with nonsensical storylines that I truly don't get the appeal of. But I tried, guys. I've been shopping around for a reality show to get into for a while now, and so I found this one, which at least seems to be a unique idea. It's called Blue Therapy. So Blue Therapy is a reality show that shows 7 couples' journeys with Karen the therapist. And it's a docuseries that actually shows their couple therapy sessions. We are watching like flies on the wall, and honestly the show has gone a long way to restore my faith in therapists, and it's made me realize that maybe my experience with a psychologist was just an isolated thing and doesn't represent all of them. One of the criticisms I've seen about the show is that there's a white savior complex present due to the couples being mostly black and the therapist being white. But if that's how you're seeing it, please explain further, because I'm open to hear other opinions, but to me the problems the couples are describing, like hiding finances, commitment issues, unplanned pregnancy and cheating, all seem like universal problems that any couple might go through. The first couple that we get to see on screen are more drama than I was expecting, but with less substance and reason for outbursts than you would think. Jay and Daisy are a young couple that's been together for 3 years, and they have a 1-year-old daughter together. Jay says he's doing his best, and Daisy immediately interrupts to say his best is not good enough. That's such a hurtful thing to say, and it can really cut someone down inside. So what could be the reason for saying such a thing? Because the day after his daughter was born, he left for 4 hours to get a tattoo. So that was the reason. Not only is that a silly reason to be angry to me, but she held on to that grudge for a year. And even after saying it out loud to the therapist, it looks like she's still not over it. It's one thing if he's a deadbeat dad, but it doesn't look like that's the case at all. Daisy is so dramatic, but I can tell she's genuine about it. She's not exaggerating drama for the show. She really believes it's that deep. One of the funniest moments to me was at the end of episode 2. The therapist tells them to confess something to the other person, and Jay's confession is that when they broken up, he went on a date or something and he kissed this girl when they were broken up. This was a big deal because both of them remember this incident clearly, and she's talking about how she tried getting a hold of him that day and he lied about being out with another woman. The therapist takes her side and asks Jay why he lied and the betrayal of trust and blah blah blah, but she didn't confront Daisy for calling him out every 30 minutes and then every 30 seconds, even though they were both broken up. And she didn't confront her for being mad that he did that while they were broken up, because at that point it was really none of Daisy's business. But that's not even the funny part. After this revelation, Daisy is fuming and out for revenge. So she has her separate little aside interview, whatever you want to call it, with the producers, where she's saying the most dramatic things as a lead up. Talking about, I'm going to match his energy. This is your karma. You get it how you live it. What's the big reveal, you ask? Okay, so before we even get the big reveal, it's so dramatic that they save this as the cliffhanger for the second episode, and then have the big reveal at the start of the next episode. Guys, the big reveal is that during the same period when they were broken up, she made plans to go on a date with this guy and never actually went on them. Truly, it's like a big nothing burger, but he walks out, she's in tears, tantrums abound, and I just find the whole thing very funny, to be honest. Then we have Maria and Victor. He's Belgium, she's Nigerian. They've both been together for 7 years, but even though she wants to get married, he doesn't want to make that commitment yet. And this one is a bit complicated, actually. She wants marriage because it's cultural. She grew up dreaming of being a wife. It's what her family wants as well. And he just doesn't see the point because they're already living together and kind of sharing finances. But then it's revealed that she lied, that she was making car payments. She already repaid the car, and she was secretly sending that money to her family the whole time. So it's complicated because where is the line? We live in a world where couples sleep together and live together before marriage. So what's the inciting incident that would push you towards marriage in the first place? Genuinely, as a single ace person, it confuses me. I can't picture myself sharing finances with anyone, actually. But let's move on. The next couple I have a soft spot for. Michael and Yasmin are engaged and share a child together, but Yasmin finds out in therapy that Michael has nearly twice the amount of debt that she originally thought, and he lost his job 2 months ago. So every morning he just wakes up and pretends to go to work. And then when he sees her leave home, he goes back to the house. Not even job searching. So you have all this combined with the fact that he's a compulsive spender that has to work through his feelings of not being able to provide for his family, which is so ingrained into his culture as a Nigerian man, for what it means to be a man in the first place. I really sympathize with Yasmin. I'm sure it's a huge betrayal to her. But the person I empathize with is actually Michael. I was unemployed for 4 months and it was hell. Of course you're depressed, isolated, making bad decisions, feeling like you're alone, worthless, adding to everyone else's problems. To be honest, there were so many times I planned on self-exiting. So many times when I thought, right, this is it. I've ruined everything for myself and my mother, and the longer I'm alive, the more of a burden I'm being. Sometimes when you're in that headspace, you do stupid things because you think today will be your last day on earth. So whatever, at least let's enjoy it. Yeah, you know what I mean. I can't describe how bleak and overwhelming the depression was. It honestly reached the point where I was telling myself that I never did anything worthwhile. I never did anything good. And even now in death, my life was just there to bring strain and suffering to everyone that knew me. I don't know how I survived, but I did. And even though I had help, there were so many secrets I had to carry alone, because literally people were helping me out of pity while still judging me. So it would have been way worse to share how off the path, off track my life was. Moving on, we have Debbie and Kevin, and I don't get these two at all. They've been together for 5 years. She wants to spend time with him, but he's got his own restaurant and is always busy. At the same time, though, if she's out with her friends and he wants to see her, he sends a car for her. He uses her phone to track her location. He uses expensive gifts when he needs to apologize to her. And I think this is one of the red flag couples, and even the therapist Karen is struggling to stay neutral and not judge them. Dami and Jermaine is our married couple with 2 toddlers that don't have time for each other anymore, and they sleep in separate bedrooms. To me, their storyline was very honest and also kind of boring. Like, they need real couples therapy, not a reality show segment. The issues that they are facing is not TV drama. You know what I mean? Mons and Shay are our lesbian couple, and this one is another red flag relationship. Shay has cheated on Mons before. Shay seems like she doesn't even respect Mons. And yet, in the first therapy session, Shay is the one that starts crying. Our last couple is Carmen and Junior, and they've been together 20 years and argue like it as well. Junior's blue braids look really nice, actually. I'm not sure if it's just because Carmen wears a lot of heavy makeup, but she looks like she's had plastic surgery. I find it very interesting that Karen tells Junior he needs to get past his relationship from Carmen asking for a divorce on his birthday, but she never gave Daisy that advice when she was still holding grudges from something Jay did when they were broken up. Overall, Karen seems like a good therapist, and she's able to meet the couples where they're at. I call them characters. I could never be treating someone in Daisy's situation, for example, with the same consideration I'd use for Dami, for example. I'd just be like, stop wasting my time and grow up. And double that for Shay. I do get the sense, though, that Karen is more on the lady's side and less willing to see things from the guy's point of view. Dami picks up on it, and in the second session, I could actually see her trying to exploit it and make it the 2 of them versus Jermaine. So those are my thoughts. Season 1 of Blue Therapy has 8 episodes in total. But honestly, if they remove the transition scenes between the couples, they could probably cut it down to 7 episodes. Honestly, they were so long and so annoying. I didn't like the music they played, and there was no point to it at all. In this video, I've just given you a small taste of the show. I didn't even cover spoilers that come after episode 4. Because I want you guys to watch this show for yourselves and share your opinions in the comments below. Which of the couples do you think stand a chance of making it work? What do you think of the show overall? And does Victor realize that his big beard is not fooling anyone into thinking he doesn't have a baby face? Anyways, thanks for watching, and bye.